everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and welcome to Wowza Wednesday. Wowza Wednesday this week is a redo of a card we did earlier in the month. I think it was the first Sunday of September 2022, and it was a Faux stepper card. So I did that in what I call a regular size card, which is I can't remember what size it is, A5 or something. I can never remember the letters, but it was a 4 1/4 by 5 7/8 card. But I know that a lot of people out there actually like bigger cards, so I thought I would adapt it for a 7 by 5 card. So I'm doing the Wowza Wednesday with the other card size, with all the measurements, and there will be a tutorial for this size card that follows with it as well. Excuse me, froggy throat today. It's a bit, we've had some beautiful days and then we've had some really crappy one today in comparison. So I'm going to use this cottage rose set here, along with, I don't have the paper around here, the paper that goes with this, and I'm using this flower here along with this leaf, which I've done in my blenders here, which is my ivory blender, and this is the lifter, so because I've lifted it so that it's lighter. I've used it, the best wishes, and you are positively the greatest. Now I've done I've done the stamping, and I've done my best wishes and everything, but we haven't done the stamping for the inside. This is the dies that go with it. So I use this die here for my leaf, and if you have these ones, when you do this flower here, it's this piece out of this bunch of die here, which is really quite strange, but it fits on there perfectly. So, and that's where it comes from, so that's what I use for that. And I haven't put these together in with my magnetic sheet in here yet, as I'm having a bit of trouble getting hold of some magnetic sheets at the moment. And then I use the stylish shapes here, and I use two sizes. Didn't use that one, get on there. I used this one and the next one up for my saying on the front of the card, because I've done it in a circle like this, but this was done with punches. And I'm also going to be using these champagne rhinestones. So we're going to stamp in early espresso, because I'm actually doing this card for my colour creation blog, which will go live before this goes live. So this will go live the last day of August, but this won't go till the first, what was that, second Wednesday, I don't know, something like that, in September. But this is a 7, as I say, this is a 7 by 5, so we will go through what we need. Okay, so I've got all of my bits and pieces here, and I'm going to just pop them all on the side like this, so I don't get them mixed up. And this is what we need for the main card. So we need a piece that measures 5 inches wide by 8.5 inches long, another piece that measures 5 inches by 6 inches, a piece that measures 3 inches by 9.5 inches. For my insert, now let me put my bits and pieces that I've already cut out here on one side, wherever I don't know where the other one of them's gone. Oh well, probably on the floor somewhere, knowing me. Okay, so for my insert, I'm using this is a different colour because I used white in between, and I didn't want just one layer. So this is 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, and 5 by 4 1/2. So we've got to make sure that we get the 4-inch side going up and down. For the centre of my card, this piece here, I have a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 and 5 by 2 1/2. For my sides, let me get them here, we need two pieces that measure 5 1/4 by 1 1/2 and 5 by 1 1/4, and then for this bottom piece here we need a piece that measures 4 3/4 by 1 1/4 and 4 1/2 by 1. So that's all the bits we need, and I don't know where that's gone, so I'm sure it's probably on the floor somewhere or hiding in amongst everything else, but we only need the one for that anyway. It's just that it was easier to cut two at the same time. So pop all that out of the way for a second, and we will do all our scoring first. So we're going to bring in our scoreboard, and we're going to start by scoring our 8 1/2 by 5 on the long side at the 8 1/2 inch side at 1 1/2. Oops, I've got the wrong end. 1 1/2, because making sure we have the small end because we're doing card, and 3. On our other piece, which is 6 inches by 5 inches, so we want it on the 6 inch side, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then this piece, which is our 9 1/2 inch piece, we're going to score this at 7. And that's all our scoring done then. So we've done all our scoring. So let's pop this piece out of the way for a moment, and we're going to work on these two pieces. Oh, look at that. Not a very good cut along that edge, is it? Let me just trim that piece off. I don't know what happened there. That's better. Don't know what happened on that bit. So what we're going to do on this piece is we're just going to just notch the edges a tiny bit in, like so. I didn't notch that one very good, but that's okay. It's not going to be seen. And we're going to then fold and burnish that score line there. And we're going to glue these two pieces together with the 1 1/2 and the 3 inch at one end, and the long piece, and then this piece. So we'll do that first. Oh, it tells it's been cold out here because the glue has congealed right around the nib there. Okay, so we'll pop this bit of glue onto this piece here. And if you want the other size, just look back 2 tutorials beforehand and you will find the tutorial for the smaller sized one. So making sure that they're nice and together nicely, we have just popped them together so that that join is on the inside of the card. Okay, then we're going to go to the bottom lines here. Let's just make sure that's straight. Yep, there we go. And we're going to go up to the 3 inch mark line, and we're going to fold it away from yourself or as a valet fold, and we're going to bring the other one back as a mountain fold. That way we have a piece of card now that looks like this, or I'll pop it this way. You can see we have our shape like this. For our other piece, we're just going to score that, fold and burnish that on the other score line, but we're not going to pop that on there yet because we're going to do our side pieces here the same as we did before, only because it's so much easier to pop these on here while this is off. So we're going to glue our 2 layers together. Like so. Sorry about the noise outside. I think somebody's having a tree cut down by the sounds of things. I can't see anything, but it sounds like a tree being cut down along with being mulched up. Now if you're like me and you've got a directional paper, oops, move them out the way, make sure your direction is portrait, otherwise it will look funny. But if you have like something that is abstract, well, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to pop these onto here, one either side of this longer section, leaving a nice gap on two sides. The bottom one doesn't matter because that's going to be covered up. It'll be in the fold, so you won't even see it. I'm going to pop that one onto this side the same as that one, so that they're nice and neatly like so. Once we've got them on there like that, and that looks like it's a tiny bit wider, so just be careful when you're doing yours. We're going to then pop this onto the front. So because you've got them on there, you've got a guide. So I'm going to just close that up like that, and I'm going to put glue between this section here on this bottom section like so. Then I can open it up and pop this piece right down the middle there, making sure that I've got an even gap either side. If you want to measure it, you're quite welcome to do that, but I can eyeball that out like so. Once I've done that and that's on there nice and tightly, I can then pop this piece along the bottom here. So we'll pop that on now so that it is on there and it gives us a guide of where we're going. This piece you have to make sure you do it landscape if you have a directional paper, because this goes along the opposite way. Once we've done that, that can go on there and we have our bottom piece done. Now we can close our card up so we've got our piece hanging over the top like this. Turn this over and we're going to just pop some glue about 1 inch wide, which is what? 2.5 centimeters, and over onto the back. Just making sure that that's on there nicely. And once that's on there nicely, we have our card and it's sitting up and it's a 7x5 card. We then can pop our free piece onto the front in the middle here. Oh gosh, that is really annoying me out there. But there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. And then this piece can go onto the centre section here like so. Oops, it will as it goes on nice and straight. That's a bit better. Isn't this beautiful paper, isn't it? Looks like tulips as well as the other flowers. Okay, so that's the card made. Now we need to make sure that we got this the correct way around, and the best way to do that is to pop the two together, pop them inside just like that, and make sure you've got your edges, because otherwise if it goes this way it's not right. So we're going to pop it this way, and then we can bring it out and we can stamp our other saying for the inside of the card, which is "You're positively the greatest" in this case. And I'm going to pop that into the centre of the card like so. I'm also going to pop this out of the way, and I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap from a previous one, and I'm just going to stamp these leaves in this top corner here, and again in the bottom corner on the opposite side. This way I can show you then how I did my colouring for my flowers and leaves here, which I did. Let's pop that out of the way. Oh no, I still need that, I think, because I'm doing this. So I'm using the ivory one because it's nice and light, and using the end with the wide piece, not the lip. This is the writing end, this is the colouring end. I'm going to just colour in my leaves in ivory. Well, to me this is a bit dark to be ivory anyway, but that's the colour they call it. Now because I've already done my flower and cut them out using the dies, this is the only bit of colouring we're going to be doing. Oh, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. So I've got to this end as well. Okay, once you've done that, using your same end, your nice thick end, with your colour lifter, we're just going to go over it as if we're just colouring over it. And this one you don't need to be quite as precise, because it doesn't matter if you go over the edges, because what we're doing is we're actually lightening the colour. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to go over it once more because I want it that little bit lighter, and over time it actually does get lighter. It looks dark and like it's got a bit of water on it at the present time, but it does actually lighten it, dry and lighten right up. And if you want to go over it a third time, well, you can do that as well. Now there are plenty of other kinds of colours you can do this with. Any of the Stampin' Up colours, you can use the Stampin' Blends colour lifter. So, and that's my insert done, so let's pop that out of the way and pop this onto the inside of my card. And as you can see, that's actually getting lighter and lighter as we go along. Oh, I'm upside down. At this stage, that doesn't matter. We'll pop him up the correct way now. We'll open our card, and as you can see, this will lay flat when you open it if you pop that piece on through the middle correctly. Exactly the same as it would when we did our smaller one. Sounds like it's raining outside now. So that's my insert done. Bring my card back over, and I'm going to pop one of these together. So I have one of the larger circles and the smaller circle here. And I'm going to pop these together like so. Actually, I'm going to pop that one on one side and let it dry. I'm going to use this one because it's actually stamped a bit more in the centre. The other one will probably end up in the rubbish bin, or it might end up on something else. So I'm going to pop this on some dimensionals. And place it onto the front of my card. I'm going to pop this down here at the same at the join mark here. So that's just where I want to put it. I think I might only just use one leaf and one flower. Don't think I need any more than that. So I'll pop them on one side and pop some dimensionals on these. I keep saying dimensions and they're dimensionals. So there we go. I'll use the smaller ones on this one because of using the leaves. And I'll pop this through here like so. I'm using my, oh, there's my other one. There you go. I knew we'd find it in the end. It was stuck to the back of this packet. We will pop some of these gems on here. There we go. And that's my card for today. Well, I hope you've enjoyed Wowza Wednesday and my card. This is the, as I say, this is the 7x5 version, and I've done this because I know that there's quite a few people out there that enjoy a larger card, so I thought, you know what, why not? So there you go, and I will see you again on Sunday. Bye for now.